All right, welcome into another Sunday podcast. We are actually getting this in before the games start today. Got a little rush on it on a Sunday morning. Clayton, good to see you.
Yeah. Let's just get right into it. We got Patriots Chiefs at 11 o'clock. Let's go, baby.
We got lots of stuff going on here. We got some lineups to talk about and to maybe even set. So let's get moving. Let's go into this. Let's start talking about waivers. So, kind of a slower week on the waivers. I was shocked that Scott and I were the only people on Emmanuel Wilson. And to be honest, I haven't checked since then to see if Josh Jacobs was playing. So, don't know if it was a worthwhile $65 or not. Looks like Jacobs is officially out. Yes.
Yeah.
So $65 for a start for what I think should be a very good start.
Yeah. Good on Scott there. I love it. I mean, he's out. He's pretty much out of it, but he's still making money moves, and I love to see that.
Yeah, I was kind of upset that it was Scott, to be honest. Someone who is out of it, you would think that they would be one of the least likely to be making those moves. But we talked about people playing spoiler at the bottom. I have to say, I think I've been in last before, and it is kind of fun just to take the best players if you still have the money, or we used to do just the normal waiver spots to do it. So good on Scott, can't be upset, but would have been nice to get him for $5. I could use an extra play right now. Other than that, Clayton, I know you were talking about making some zag moves when everybody else was zigging.
Yeah, no, I think coming down to the playoffs, it's time for, coming down to that stretch. I think I need a good defense every week, and I got Browns and Eagles, so, I think you kind of play the handcuff game, maybe you kind of play the quarterback game, you kind of play the defense game, and to me right now, I think when I look at the remaining schedule, I think I got a good defensive matchup every week, so I don't have to worry about that. I will have to worry about quarterback eventually with Patriots on the bye week 14, but I think holding on to two defenses right now is not a bad play if you think you can have good matchups with those every week. So
Yeah,
that's
especially
kind of what I did.
defenses like the Browns.
Yeah, the other move I'll highlight there is Daniel Jones for 11 back on Joey's roster. So Danny Dimes back on the roster for Joey. Nothing else too exciting.
Couple backup running backs or running backs that are out, and
yeah, Purdy was a guy I was potentially looking at for the week 14 until I realized that they're also on a bye week 14. So nice to see it was Purdy and not a different guy I was looking at. The only other thing I will highlight right now is, whoops, where'd it go? The only other thing I'm going to highlight right now is there's still no Scatterboo on Ryan's roster. So, just interesting, just pointing it out every week, just because.
It's been tough with the play getting my team these last couple of weeks, so we'll get him back on there for championship week at a very minimum. But let's start talking matchups. We've got Bo and Sam to start us off. We both picked Bo here.
Yep.
It looks like Sam is having got mostly a full team there, missing Achan. So
yep.
That does make it tough. He's been great for Sam. He's been one of the better running backs in the league all year, and so having him come out of the lineup is the equivalent of losing a Jonathan Taylor or one of the other top RBs that are in the league this year.
Yeah, tough bye week situation there for Sam. Also, Bo, full team, Gibbs, Barkley, Mecca, Stafford's been balling.
Jameson Williams has been great the last couple weeks.
Yep. I actually saw someone on Twitter that ranked Jameson Williams in his top 10 and did not rank Amon-Ra St. Brown in his top 10 for wide receivers this week. So, interesting. But,
wow. Yeah, ever since Dan Campbell started calling the plays, it does seem like they've committed to getting him more involved. He got the money. So I could see definitely a path forward for him to be very relevant the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, Sam's like you said, it's a mostly full team, so I think this game could be close. I think it just kind of depends how his running backs do. I believe, I mean, I have strong faith in Bo's running backs to put up points, but Jones and Tracy doesn't give me a ton of hope. I will say, I think Sam's wide receivers, all three of them, are really good starts this week.
Agreed. Yeah. Yep. You got the only one I'd be worried about is Zay Flowers if they're just destroying the Jets and choose to run the ball with Derrick Henry over and over. Maybe he doesn't get a whole lot of run, but other than that, I like the matchups. All right. Then we've got you versus Scott.
Yep.
Big week for you. Trying to
Yeah,
go 2
huge.
0 like we talked about.
Huge week. I think it was 4-2 or 5-1 down the stretch here. I do get to see Scott's big waiver pickup this week in his flex, which like I said, good on Scott. I'm not even mad about it. I like when people play to the end, so good on Scott there. Love my matchups. I love the Patriots
You
against
got some great
Cincinnati.
matchups.
I love Judkins against Vegas. Maybe one of the only few teams that Cleveland can beat. Um, Lamb against Philly. I think that's gonna be a competitive game. They're gonna have to throw the ball a lot. I do like Philly's defense. I mean, you saw I picked him up. So, but Lamb's a good player. Amon-Ra against the Giants. I kind of like that matchup. Dan Campbell is not afraid to run up the score on people, so
Right.
I'm not scared of that one. Kittle versus Carolina, another good matchup. Even Chase Brown against New England. We don't have the best coverage linebackers, and you know, that's a game that I think they'll be throwing the ball, checking it down. Spillane and Mapu, or I don't know, maybe Gibbons has to play. I don't know if Mapu's hurt, but not the best coverage linebackers. And then Browns against Vegas, probably the best defensive matchup there could be. So love my matchups this week.
Yeah, and it we got a little insight here with one of Scott's better players, Nico, having a pretty quiet week against the Bills on Thursday night. So I think that's partially what led to both of us picking you, on top of those matchups that you talked about. For Scott, yeah, it could be a little tough this week as it has been other weeks. Caleb going up against a good Pittsburgh defense, in Pittsburgh, probably cold up there today, and then Kyron. Tampa Bay's run defense has been good for years. They didn't look great against James Cook last week, but I think James Cook is a little bit higher tier player than Kyron is, and Stafford's been playing so well that they've been taking some of those touchdown opportunities away from him. And then beyond that, yeah, I'll be very interested to see how Emmanuel Wilson does against Minnesota. That's another tough defense, even though he should get the bulk of the work. So I think we both got a good pick here going with you this week.
Yeah, the Packers offense is just so weird to trust. I mean, we've seen them put up a dud against like Carolina, and then, we've seen them have good weeks, other weeks too. So it's just tough. Um, but like I said, I just love my matchups this week. It's tough to not like my matchups.
I agree. All right, good luck, Clayton. All righty, then we're gonna get a little look behind the veil, see how the stuff happens here.
I mean, every week I'm trying to like pick a game, and Ryan's like has people that aren't even playing in his lineups. I'm like, it's so hard to just decide like what I'm trying to do here.
So it is currently 10:44 Mountain Time. Marvin Harrison did have appendicitis. Still hoping and praying for a speedy recovery for Marvin, but that does mean I will have to play a different receiver. Um, I've been between Josh Downs, Christian Watson, and Darius Slayton all week, Clayton. You got Downs against KC, which I don't really want to root for. Watson against Minnesota, good defense. And then you got Slayton against the Lions, where I think they could be playing from behind with Jameis. And that's who I've been leaning towards. But I'd love to get your thoughts.
Uh, I don't love the Downs pick. Watson's interesting. It's just whether or not they score a touchdown. Um,
And then, yeah, the Giants, I just think Jameis is going to be slinging it.
Slayton probably gets some run. I'd probably go Slayton myself. If you look at the ranks, it would tell you Christian Watson, but I don't know.
I
That's a
guess
big.
Booty against Cincinnati. But
Oh, I love that one. That's my favorite.
That's your. Is that actually?
Yeah, yeah, coming back.
I know, but
Yeah,
he's been hurt.
definitely, definitely. He's coming back. He's gonna score this week.
He's missed 2 weeks. What if he
Yeah, he's
what if
coming
he
back.
re-aggravates?
Yeah, he might.
I,
After he scores a touchdown, I don't know.
I guess
I
Darius
don't
Slayton
know.
was hurt too. He missed a week with a hammy too. Oh,
I
well,
mean,
let's get
I
to the move that
I
I'm pretty confident I am making. I think I'm going to play the Raiders defense against the Browns because I
I
do
like
not
that.
believe in Shadur Sanders. So that change just got made already.
Yeah, I
And
like that.
then the
I think maybe I would go Christian Watson.
I
Christian
think
Watson,
I'm going
Booty,
Christian
Slayton.
Watson.
Yeah, Christian Watson, Kayshawn, Slayton would be my top three,
Watson
and
had
I'd
a
probably
good
go
week
Christian
against the
Watson.
Giants. The,
That game should be competitive. They don't have Josh Jacobs. Maybe they schemed up some more passing plays, and Watson's looked good.
he
So
makes some good
that's probably what
points. All right.
I'm gonna just keep my pick though. Go with Joey though.
Blake Watson, or not Blake Watson. Christian Watson gets in the lineup. Blake Corum heads back to waivers if anybody's interested. And we now have a full lineup. And just to update the predictions here, it is now 128 Joey, 117 me as of right now.
Yep, I'm gonna stick with Roram.
Perfect. Well, I'm sticking with me, obviously. I've had my thoughts on this week. I think the Chiefs are going to come out and have to put up points against Indy, and they are playing for their lives and will put up points against Indy. I'm hoping Xavier and Patrick can finally connect on a deep ball, even though I would prefer to not be playing Xavier Worthy this week, if I'm being completely honest. Um, and then Bijan against New Orleans, I think that could be a game where the Falcons, even with Kirk Cousins, still remain with a chance to be in the lead the whole time, if not very competitive. So he should be getting a lot of run again this week.
Yeah,
Oh, and T.
I mean I
Higgins
don't
with no Jamar Chase.
I don't hate it, and honestly, I'm rooting for you to win just because of my playoff life. But I picked Joey. James Cook already had a big week there. I don't think anybody or anything's going to stop JSN. Um, Wandell, I think, is a decent matchup. I will say, even though I'm playing the Browns defense against the Raiders, I think Brock Bowers and Genty have to get involved in the passing game with that pass rush. It's going to be a lot of quick throws. So I think they get some. I don't know if they get in the end zone, but they might get some receiving targets. So I don't hate it. Um, I think the play I hate the most from Joey right now is Daniel Jones against the Chiefs defense. I have given up a lot of my faith in the Chiefs offense, but I do still think the Chiefs defense is legit. Um, I don't know. I mean, he obviously was not going to play Jordan Love against Minnesota,
Yep.
and you look down this roster, or you look down against people that are available, and it's tough. It's tough. I mean, Brissett, um, Flacco,
Rudolph.
Bryce Young, Tyrod, T. Law. I mean, there's not a lot. So I understand Daniel Jones' play. I just don't love that in Joey's lineup.
Yeah, Darnold might be the guy that I would go with, but he had an awful week last week, so hard to throw him back out there after that. And once you get past that, yeah, you're starting to see Shadur Sanders on your radar, and that's never a good sight. So, this should be a good game. I think this one will be close. Um,
Yep.
yeah, like you said with the Raiders guys, those are guys you just can't take out of your lineup when drafted them so highly and giving up some trade capital for them in Joey's case. So, good luck, Joey. Let's have a good game. And then Lucas and Casey, a battle of what used to be some, you know, two very competitive top teams. Casey's still in third technically, but has been on quite a slump as of late. Um, we both went with Lucas. I'll let you take Lucas's side.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every week we talk about just how great this guy's fantasy team is. He already has 12 from a kicker, which, does not help Casey at
Every
all.
week with this guy.
Yeah. I mean, Hurts against Dallas, it's a meh matchup, but McCaffrey back in, or, well, against Carolina, he's my bad. He's playing in San Fran, but I
Yep.
think he'll have a big week there. We already talked about how Derrick Henry could just get the ball a lot and score a lot. Olave's been balling. Rasheed Rice, like you said about the Chiefs, I mean, if they do have to get something going, they have to win now. I mean, you gotta. The way Andy Reid uses him is pretty interesting out of the backfield sometimes. So I think he'll get some targets. I mean, Trey McBride, he's a baller. Brees Hall is the only Jets player worth anything. So, not a terrible flex play. Seahawks against Tennessee, solid play there. Um, I mean, he's projected 137 right now. It's not even,
With
I kind
only
of
the
even
kicker
like,
playing so far.
yeah, I like a decent amount of Casey's lineup this week, maybe outside the flex, but I mean, I don't think I like anybody against Lucas right now.
Yeah, the only one then I'll bring up for Casey first, or I guess what I'll bring up for Casey first is ETN. I know him and Tootin were hurt this week, so it's good to see that for sure ETN's playing. I don't know about Tootin, but I think they've been splitting some of that work more so lately. Dowdle has been awesome. I think he'll continue to be great against the San Francisco defense that's been decimated by injuries. Brock Purdy, maybe the Christian McCaffrey gets canceled out a little bit there if he's doing most of his damage on the receiving side. And then Stephon Diggs against Cincinnati, you expect that he could easily get a deep shot here and there and have a big week. So I'm with you on Charbonnet. Not a big fan of that play, but I don't know what else Casey's got to work with on his bench right now. So could be the best option he has. I know Bucky's hurt.
I mean, it's
Chase is
tough right now
obviously
because
out.
yeah, he had Sean Tucker was his other guy. He is dealing with the Jamar Chase suspension, which I think really hurts him this week. I think that's the biggest thing. He also has three quarterbacks on the roster right now, which, you know, that's interesting. I mean, I'm fine. Like I said, I'm carrying two defenses right now. I think two quarterbacks isn't a bad play. Some of the handcuff plays, just in case, main running backs get hurt. I don't hate that, but three quarterbacks might be one quarterback too many for me right now. I mean, the fact Bucky's been out as long as he has really hurting Casey because a healthy lineup for him, he would have Bucky and Jamar Chase in, and that team is a lot
That's
scarier than the
scarier.
team he's fielding right now.
Yeah, I would probably play Tucker over Charbonnet if this gets out. It won't get out early enough for Casey to get any advice from us. But my personal opinion, do you care to put any prop wager on that one?
Yeah, I'll take Charbonnet over that for sure.
You're taking Charbonnet? Okay, I'll take Tucker.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see how we do on that one. All right. And then game of the week, last matchup, we got coverage Tanner. Not, I don't know, it might be the closest projection, but we love seeing Tanner versus Cub in this league. There will surely be some smack talk going on in the group chat today. Cub, after a massive week from Josh Allen last week, got a pretty disappointing Thursday night game against the Texans where he was running for his life, throwing picks, making bad decisions. And on the opposite side, didn't get much out of his Texans players. So he's starting off at a decent disadvantage here. But the Texans defense, I guess that was the one bright spot from that Thursday night game. 7 or 8 sacks, couple picks, put up 16 points for him. So we'll see what happens here. I picked Cup.
Yeah. Yeah. It was game of the week, probably more so before Josh Allen put up a single digit score, but we left it there. We kind of talked about it that it was probably going to be game of the week. The playoff implications here, plus just the kind of the rivalry in general, just makes it game of the week. But I looking at Tanner's team. I mean, he's already kind of got the advantage of Josh Allen not putting up a huge week, but Lamar Jackson against the Jets, I think the Ravens will want to get, some points on the board. They'll want to get in rhythm, so I like that. Williams against Philly, I don't love it, but don't hate it. Rashad White against LA, absolutely hate it. Pickens against Philly, I mean, I don't hate it, don't love it. AJ Brown, don't hate it, don't love it. Ferguson, I actually kind of like that one. I think he
Yeah,
will be able to
Ferguson's
get
been
open
good. He's
again.
going to have to get
Yeah,
bring
and
the
then I
ball.
think with the Philly pass rush and stuff, some of those easier throws might help Dak. Rome is hit or miss. Bears, they get to see Mason Rudolph play football, so I don't think they'll do too bad. So I don't know. This one for me might be one of the lower scoring matchups of the week, but just I mean it's hard not to put this one game of the week. Two guys kind of in a playoff fight here,
Right.
and in a very important game.
Right. And we're split on it. So to recap our picks, we do have some differences here this week. Clayton, you could make up some ground again on 2 games. So that, yeah, I don't know the exact math. I don't know how many games you could make up. I guess you could, I think, make up 4 games technically, right? Then if you get the 2 right and I get both of them wrong.
Yeah, well, I could go. I mean, I could go 5-0, and then you could go 3-2. So it's 2 games.
Maybe I'm just bad at math. It's early. I'm got my mind on football. I've been trying to make lineup decisions here. I can't commit to any of this math business. So, anywho, yeah, sounds like I'll still be ahead at the end of this week no matter what, but could be a little bit of a shift.
Yeah, I must say, shout out to Ryan a little bit. He sends his picks first. Kind of, I think he's trying to help me out here and make things, where I can see if I can pick opposite plays and kind of catch up. So I will say, I think that's how it should be, the rest of this year, next year, the years following. Who's ever in the lead pick wise should have to send their picks in first. Give the other guy a chance to maybe, find a hole or two. But
yeah, and I will say on that last one, I picked Cub entirely on the basis of his team skill and lineup setting prowess. So, no hate against Tanner there. But let's wrap it up. It is now 10:57, so we're going to go directly into watching our teams play here while we edit this and get this uploaded. Probably be about 11:45-ish while the games are going. So hopefully it gives the boys a little bit of something to listen to while those morning games are going.
Yeah, during halftime, in between the morning and afternoon. There's not a ton of afternoon games today, so, check it out.
Awesome. Well, as always, good luck, boys. We don't like injuries here, so we are rooting actively against them. Stay healthy, put up some points. Let's watch some good football, and go Chiefs.
Yep. Love it. Good luck, everyone.
All right. Ready to play on?
Yeah. Oh, boy. This is the